Hello friends, Jules here from FGS, and let's face facts, 2025 in gaming is off to a strong start already. And you know what? March is sure to wrap up this year's first quarter with an array of banger titles. From AAA titles to indies with clear cult potential, make sure you don't sleep on the games that we're going to be talking about today. And I do mean we, because I've chosen Krisu50's comment from last week's episode to be made into a full-fledged entry here. And if you want to be part of next week's video, then have a think about what you pick as a cozy game, past or present, that you simply need to be playing right now. But for now, let's get hyped about the games that are just around the corner. As I'm Jules, this is FGS, and these are 10 games you should be playing in March 2025. Number 10, Split Fiction. Let's kick things off with what could be one of 2025's earliest Game of the Year contenders. Split Fiction is the new co-op action-adventure offering from Hazelight Studios, the outfit behind A Way Out and Game of the Year winning It Takes Two. This time around, two authors named Zoe and Mio end up trapped inside their own stories, one fantasy, the other sci-fi, forcing them to team up to traverse their respective worlds in one piece. Hazelight looks set to further refine their mastery of co-op adventuring, fusing platforming with combat and puzzle solving while pinballing players between two distinct settings. The studio has also teased that each stage will introduce its own unique one-off gameplay mechanic, such as the ability to fly dragons, wield laser swords, and so on. And best of all, just like It Takes Two, only one person needs to own the game, with the Friends Pass system allowing a second player to join free of charge. You love to see it. Split Fiction releases for PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S on March the 6th. Number 9. Atomfall. Sniper Elite developer Rebellion returns with a game that they've intriguingly dubbed akin to the X-Files in the Cold War Lake District. Say no more, right? Atomfall is a first-person action survival game taking place in an alt-history 1960s UK that's been ravaged by nuclear catastrophe. Players control an amnesiac who explores a vast quarantine zone in the Lake District in pursuit of answers, all while battling violent cults, mutant monsters, shady military officers, and even robots. Rebellion has emphasized player freedom throughout the game, to the extent that Atomfall doesn't really offer up a traditional laundry list of quests, but rather fields out leads which players can decide to follow up with or not, leading to one of 5 or 6 different endings. This open-ended approach, combined with survival mechanics that are reportedly low on micromanagement, should help Atomfall prioritize mood and atmosphere over tedious busy work. Atomfall releases for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S on March the 27th, and will launch as part of Xbox Game Pass. Number 8. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Oh baby, oh boy, it's time to turn back time and head to the future all in one motion, as Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is set to drop on the 20th of March for the Switch, and both myself and Krisu50 are very excited to return to the monstrous expanse known as Mira once more. Arguably one of the strongest RPGs on the Wii U, Xenoblade Chronicles X made waves with its tight gameplay, intriguing premise, and rich, if slightly convoluted, combat. And in the years that have passed since, this title has aged like a fine wine, cultivating a rabid fan base who can't wait to see this game get a much-deserved retooling and a re-release. Plus, it seems like the devs have listened keenly to their fan base, as improvements listed here for the Definitive Edition are exactly what we've all been clamoring for. A cleaner UI with more considered text placement, deeper guides on the overdrive mechanic, a reduction in cooldown time for abilities which is aimed at keeping combat more engaging, and an increased level cap will allow adventurers even more scope to become the most powerful being on the planet. Adding to this is new post-game content that revolves around the rather painful cliffhanger of the original, new weapons, party members, skills, and of course, a cheeky new foe or two to batter into base elements. Expect this game to eat your free time all over again, and to thank it for doing so. Number 7. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed fans have been begging Ubisoft to take the franchise to feudal Japan pretty much ever since its inception, and this year they're finally doing the thing. Assassin's Creed Shadows will explore the war between the Assassins and the Templars through the lens of 16th century Japan. Players are able to switch between two characters this time around, a female ninja and a male samurai whose playstyles invoke stealth and action respectively. Shadows was delayed more than 4 months past its initial release date, hopefully ensuring that it launches in a polished state that Ubisoft, claims that it will. The publisher has also confirmed that the map size will be somewhat smaller than those of Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla, which some players criticise for being too overwhelmingly huge for their own good. Ubisoft are saying all the right things here, so there's every hope that this could be the most satisfying, bloat-free and, touch wood, well-oiled Assassin's Creed game to come down the pike in quite some time. Assassin's Creed Shadows releases for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S on the 20th of March. Number 6. AI Limit. An anime-spiced Souls-like with serious Code Vein and Nier Automata, potato-potato vibes, AI Limit is an action RPG set in a far future where humanity is on the brink of extinction. Players take control of Orisa, an immortal blader who seeks out a new life in mankind's last surviving city, the aptly named Havenswell. You'll naturally have to battle monsters which now litter the desolate landscape by way of fluid, dynamic combat which fans of the genre have come to expect. While it doesn't necessarily look like the most unique game that you'll ever play this year or even this month, AI Limit's collision of many well-liked things will hopefully allow it to synthesize something new in its own right. The combat, art style, characters, and world building all look absolutely on point. AI Limit releases for PC and PS5 on March the 27th, and there's a demo available for the game right now. Number 5. Killing Floor 3. The hugely popular co-op horror FPS franchise Killing Floor returns with its long-awaited threequel, which takes place 75 years after the second game, as Megacorp Horzine seeks to rule what remains of the world with their army of bioengineered monsters. This new entry naturally seeks to deliver more of the wave-based Z-melting action that fans of the series have come to expect. But beyond a glossier update, Killing Floor 3 offers a more sophisticated and nimble movement mechanic, while switching out the existing class system for more stratified specialists. Developer Tripwire Interactive has also promised an evolution of the series' patented meat dismemberment engine, that's massive evisceration and trauma to the layperson, ensuring that Killing Floor 3 will hopefully be the most dementedly soggy entry in the franchise yet. While the threequel doesn't seem to be reinventing the wheel, sometimes the wheel just needs a good polish, right? Killing Floor 3 releases for PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S on March the 25th. Number 4. InZOI Early Access. If InZOI lives up to a fraction of the hype, expect it to be one of the year's most all-consuming game time sinks. InZOI appears to be a mind-bogglingly comprehensive life simulator, which has caught plenty of attention for its impressive Unreal Engine 5-powered visuals. Developer Krafton boasts that players can tinker with basically any aspect of its sprawling open world, overseeing a community where citizens, or Zois as they're called here, have their own free will. Oh, and while you undertake this job, your boss is a cat, because why the hell not? For many, there's clear hope that InZOI will throw the gauntlet down to The Sims and inject some much-needed pep into the life sim genre. The visuals certainly look spectacular, and hopefully the gameplay will be robust and deep enough to make it more than just a mere viral flavour of the month. InZOI releases in early access on PC on March the 28th. Number 3. The first Berserker, Khazan. As much as we're basically drowning in Souls-likes these days, the first Berserker, Khazan, seems to boast plenty of unique style and panache. Though sold as a hardcore action RPG not unlike most of From Software's output, this entry into Nexon's dungeon and fighter universe is firmly distinguished by its eye-wateringly beautiful cel-shaded art style. As for the story, well, players will take control of the great General Khazan, who after being framed for treason and banished from his land, sets out on a long journey of revenge. The developers have promised tense, challenging hack-and-slash combat, epic boss battles, a dynamic progression system, and the ability to combine skills to create your own bespoke combat style. Though it remains to be seen if the first Berserker can become a breakout hit in such a crowded genre, it certainly made a game effort to stand apart from its Souls-like brethren. The first Berserker releases on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on March the 27th, and there's a demo available right now. Number 2. JDM Japanese Drift Master. Now let's quite literally switch gears to something totally different. JDM Japanese Drift Master is an open-world simcade racing game set across more than 250 kilometers of gorgeous Japanese terrain. Though the central setting of Gintama is entirely fictional, developers Gaming Factory promises an authentic window into Japanese drifting culture, as players take to the streets as a foreigner attempting to break into the local tuner scene. Beyond the expected array of vehicular missions and side quests, the game's narrative will be told through hand-drawn manga pages, adding further unique flavor in a genre that desperately requires it in order to stand out. The environment certainly looks spectacular, aided by some best-in-class dynamic weather effects, and with the game's focus on a purely single-player experience, hopefully it'll avoid the cynical trappings which have humbled so many overstuffed multiplayer racing titles. JDM Japanese Drift Master releases on PC on March the 26th. And number 1, Bionic Bay. And finally, here's a game that so many people should be talking about but aren't at the moment. Bionic Bay is a cinematic 2D platformer in which players control a scientist scientist who attempts to escape an ancient biomechanical world with the help of a special teleportation device. Said gizmo allows players to swap places with objects and enemies in the environment in order to progress, while throughout the game you'll also be able to tinker with gravity, time, electricity, and even magnets. Now, the sheer imagination of its gameplay is one thing, but Bionic Bay is getting all the flowers right now for its utterly mesmeric aesthetic, perhaps best defined as pixel art on steroids. If this is even a sliver as brilliant as it looks, then don't be shocked if Bionic Bay is one of 2025's most acclaimed indie games, and perhaps even slips its way into the Game of the Year conversation at year's end. Well, here's hoping anyway. Bionic Bay releases for PC and PS5 on March the 13th, and there's a demo available right now. God, I spoil you, don't I? And there we go, my friends. Those were the top 10 games that you should be playing in March 2025. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below, and also put your suggestion as to what you would pick for a cozy game, past or present, that you simply need to be playing right now. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on Blue Sky, where I'm at RetroJ, but the O is a 0. Hope to see you over there, and I hope that you're treating yourself well, my friend, with love and respect, because you deserve the bloody best, alright? As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.